In the horror genre of films, we often see a very familiar pattern with too many films and too many sequels, and especially above all, bad remakes. We sometimes look at these franchises and we ask ourselves, when are they going to end it permanently? Well, that is a feeling that I got when Halloween Ends came around, where it was to be the end of Michael Myers once and for all. Say what you will, people hated that movie. They didn't like the script. And it did have its fair share of problems. But when Michael Myers met his demise, I got a feeling of relief. I was happy. Not because I hated these movies, but because I feel like too many movies, the character of Michael Myers has become so repetitive to where they can't do nothing with him anymore, to where we haven't already seen it. You can only have Michael Myers return to Haddonfield so many times over to kill people before you realize, gee, how many more times are they going to keep milking the same cow? Halloween Ends, it was to be the movie that was going to end it all. No more Halloween movies, no more Michael Myers. It was to be the very end. That is until today when I heard the news that next year we are getting another Halloween movie called Halloween Aftermath. Now, while very little has been talked about it, not much has been said about the script, I am going to ask the question that everybody needs to ask. Has Hollywood lost their goddamn minds? Why are we getting another Halloween movie? There's no need to tell the story of the boogeyman anymore. If he's even going to be in it, I haven't heard much about it. I don't know if it's going to be a continuation after Halloween Ends or if it's going to be some new story, a new alternate timeline. All I know is when I heard this news, I got very annoyed and I wanted to rant. Now, before you Halloween fans come to my channel and attack me, how many bad Halloween films were created mainly because Hollywood wanted money? How many of them did we really not need? Quite a lot. You had Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, what had nothing to do with Michael Myers. You had Halloween 4, 5, and 6 connected. And then you had Halloween H2O, which ignored Halloween 4, 5, and 6. Then you had Resurrection, to a sequel to H2O. Then you had Rob Zombie's reimagining and the sequel to his reimagining. And then you had the 2018 film and the two films after it that operated on an alternate timeline after the original Halloween. They have single-handedly given the Halloween franchise confusion by the timeline. Halloween Ends, that was to be the end of Michael Myers. There's no more need to bring the Michael Myers character back. And I know people are going to say, well, maybe they'll create new characters. Maybe we'll have a new killer. But the problem with that is Friday the 13th Part 5 tried that. They gave you a copycat killer that was dressed up as Jason Voorhees, going after a Jason survivor from Friday the 13th Part 4. You know what happened in that movie? The storyline screwed that whole movie up, and fans crapped on that movie for years because they wanted Jason Voorhees back, not a copycat killer. And if we get that in an upcoming Halloween movie, forget about it. I'm not going to see it. And they're not going to bring Jamie Lee Curtis back as Laurie Strode. There's no more need for the Laurie Strode character. Jamie Lee Curtis is not a young woman anymore. Great actress, very big part of the Halloween franchise, but somebody that needs to stay away from these movies now because it's not relatable for her to get older and older and keep beating the boogeyman the way that she did. So what are they going to do? Why do we need to have another Halloween movie? What is this upcoming movie? How are they going to even make a Halloween movie without Michael Myers? It can't be done. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch tried that. And if they make a copycat killer, that's not going to go over either. That's going to anger the fan base even more. The way I figure it happening is they're going to ignore Halloween. Halloween kills and Halloween ends like it never happened. They're going to make another movie based off of a past film. They're going to bridge from there like the 2018 movie did with the original. No matter which way they go, they're going to crash into a wall. This movie is only being done because they want money. They do not need to make these movies anymore, and it's just going to cause more trouble. But as long as the fan base, they don't see the mistakes, they keep on pushing these movies that have really no value anymore to be made because there's no more story to be told, mainly because they want money, the Halloween franchise is pretty much destroyed. And I firmly believe they're also doing this movie because Halloween Ends got such a backlash. There were people calling for it to be remade. There are people that wanted it removed from the list of movies and they wanted it remade. That is how absolutely nuts some of these fans really are. They can never accept a movie that kills off their favorite character. And no matter what happens, they're going to cry and piss and moan, and they're going to do whatever it takes to keep the character back, to get the character to come back. Halloween Aftermath is going to be a terrible movie because it's not needed. There's no more story to tell. The boogeyman, Michael Myers, is dead. It's time for them to start building other franchises, other films, and leave the Halloween films alone. There's no more need to have another Halloween movie. And they're playing with fire. They're bringing the character back because they want money and they don't care how bad it's going to be. They didn't learn from Halloween Resurrection. The fans didn't learn from Rob Zombie's Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. They didn't learn from any of these films. Michael's evil, but evil needs to stay dead. No more Halloween films. I will not be seeing this movie. I don't see the point. Even if they do manage to bridge it with a past Halloween movie, it's repetitive and done to death, and that is why I will not be seeing this movie. And I think everybody needs to boycott it. Everybody needs to avoid seeing it. If you're a real Halloween fan, you will not go see this movie. Because I know it is going to bomb instantly. It's going to make Halloween Ends look like Disneyland compared to what's coming. You wait and see. There's going to be a huge backlash when this film comes out because there's no need to tell the story anymore. But Hollywood, for their need for money, their greed, they're never going to let these films go, and they're going to keep making them decade after decade. It's a shame. This has been my rant, guys. Are you guys going to see Halloween Aftermath? Are you guys going to avoid it? Do you agree with what I'm saying, or do you disagree? Tell me in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and take off. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.